Why are Corsair fans so expensive? You know what? I'm going to talk about our talking point today. Well, one of them at least is our favorite budget RGB fans. So RGB fans have gotten a lot cheaper. There's a lot of like really quote unquote no-name brands out there, but they're all like really good, and it kind of brings up the point of some of these companies that really overcharge RGB fans. I mean, don't get me wrong, Corsair's like LL fans, they look good and all that, but sometimes when you're paying like $120 for 3 fans, I think that's kind of ridiculous.
I think Corsair's fans make sense if you can buy them in the case that they come
Yes.
with. I feel like that's the only way to get them at a good price, because they have a lot of cases that are under $100 that come with Corsair fans.
I got up here. That's
Up here's-
honestly our go-to.
yeah.
They have a couple different variants. Sometimes they have like the ring LED, which look cool, or they have the whole fan being RGB. It depends what you really enjoy. Most of them are ARGB, so you get some nice smooth RGB control, and the hubs. The hubs are awesome, so you can.
Yeah, they also are like the proprietary connectors, which
Yes.
for some people is a bad thing. Like, it means you can't really use any other RGB products with them, but at the same time, they're single connectors. So that's one thing like I hate about like a lot of the Corsair and like Thermaltake and Nice fans is they have one connector for the actual fan, like a 4-pin header, and they have one connector for the actual like ARGB or RGB 3-pin or 4-pin, and it just makes it to where it is such a mess trying to like mix and match anything.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're having to run twice the cables. So that part gets a little bit annoying. Although with up here fan stuff, you really can't change like the speed or anything, but they're always quiet usually.
Yeah, they're only really quiet. I knew a long time ago people never wanted to buy cheap fans because they would run really loud, especially if they ran on straight Molex. Stata Power is kind of the same deal with those hubs, but I mean they're pretty quiet. They move air really well. If you have a nice mesh like front, like budget case, throw in a bunch of RGB fans, good to go. And a lot of them are a lot brighter than you think. So up here, Asia Horse. Are there any other brands that we really even use? Oh, there's like the Easy
Cool Moon.
DIY, Cool Moon. There's another brand. I think that was Easy DIY, the one that we had in there. There's a lot of like cheap RGB products that all like sync together too. So you can get like those RGB cables if you really want to with some of the fans that you get. RGB strips. I know Asia Horse has like a pack where you can get fans and a strip that all connect to one hub, and that works really well.
RGB graphics card holder.
Graphics card holders, yes, exactly. But I mean, long story short, like it's not really worth overspending on like Corsair fans for most people. Just getting like the budget ones, you're gonna be perfectly fine with them.
In my opinion, unless you're spending over like, $2,000, don't get like expensive RGB fans.
Yeah.
Now to answer your question about the expensive workstation cards, so like the term workstation means it's not used for gaming. You need something that can render out really large files and stuff like that. So they usually have a lot of VRAM. That's what you notice how you said 48 gigs. Like what 48 gig card have you ever seen before?
Yeah.
So they're really good for like CAD and 3D design, video editing and stuff like that. So that's why they're a lot of people really don't need to spend that much on a card because you could buy like a 3090 for cheaper than that. But there are use cases where like the workstation card is necessary for them.
Yep, exactly. Corsair fans are so sexy. I mean, they look good. Don't get me wrong, but are they
Do they look
$120
yeah.
good? I mean, I personally I don't. I mean, I like the fans I use in my PC at home, and they're just NZXT RGB fans. Those are a little bit pricier, but they're not Corsair pricey.